And I am tracking more rain to come in as we go into Tuesday, another pinpoint alert day, when this atmospheric river episode that's been going on for more than a week finally ends.
And later, only on KIRO 7, yet another home swept away by the Nooksack River in Whatcom County.
What happened was unimaginable.
Just ahead in about 15 minutes, the unimaginable video. We're going to show you the daring last-minute escape and the continuing danger we see along the Nooksack today. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight at 7. I'm Gary Horker.
And I'm Elle Thomas. Now at 7, we are following some breaking news out of Skagit County at the top of the hour here. 8 homes in concrete now under level 3 go now evacuation orders. They're in the Erickson Road neighborhood. Officials say they issued the order over concern that rain could cause a landslide already in that area to get worse. 32 homes were already under evacuation orders in that neighborhood, too. Now, we also have team coverage this evening across western Washington from Auburn, where State Route 167 still closed, to Snohomish County, where neighborhoods are still largely underwater.
But first, let's get to KIRO 7's Brandon Thompson. He's been in Tukwila, right at the scene where all the work's being done, where a part of the Green River levee failed around noon today. Covered that live for us and the repairs. Evacuations are lifted, but the part of the levee has failed, and that section of King County has been monitoring for days.
So yeah, KIRO 7's Brandon Thompson joining us live now there with more. Brandon, you talked to people who were evacuated, even saw it happening. Can only imagine what that was like for them.
I think unsettling to say the least, Elle and Gary, and it has been a section that King County has been worried about. Right now we're watching these crews. They first brought in those big nylon bags. They're placing those down. Now they're also putting kind of an aggregate rocky gravel fill on top of it to try to stop any water from coming through this about 8-foot gap in the levee off of the Green River. Now let's show you what it looks like from above, with the sheriff's office posted this video from Guardian 1. You can actually see my photojournalist David and I as we were the first crews here. So several bags of sand and dirt have been put to try to stint this, but we spoke to Eric Ledford. He's an arborist who is doing a contracted job to remove a tree that the county told him threatened the levee. He says he saw King County engineers last night that were here marking where the water was coming through this levee. He was on that tree when the breach happened this afternoon.
The guys were taking a minute to clean themselves off at the end of it, and the engineers were giving them the big evil eyes and like, get out of here. And I had to holler at him. I'm like, leave now.
I lived in Auburn for 12 years and right kind of by the river, and never seen it like this. It's kind of crazy, to be honest.
That was Eddie. He was actually evacuated while he was working today. Now, this video is from where Eric was working 50 yards north of where we are here. King County says they were doing some emergency work to put a seepage blanket and new rock on the levee, again, just downriver from where we are. So this has been something King County has been monitoring to check if this exact thing happens like it did today. Live in Tukwila, Brandon Thompson, KIRO 7 News.
Thank you, Brandon. It's been working so hard today. Get back safe. And let's bring in Pinpoint Chief Meteorologist Morgan Palmer. He's in the Pinpoint Weather Center.
Yeah, and that levee work, I mean, it's holding, but that river, it's still so high.
Right, and I don't expect this to change over the next few days. We're going to continue to have high water on the Green River, all of our other rivers as well. This is the record level, and this is where we are right now. Still very close to that record level, about a foot away, but it's the overall length of time that the levees have been subjected to the water pressure that just loosens the soils and the rocks and everything that makes those earthen levees work, and we can start to see failures. That happens sometimes as we get well into a flooding episode. Now, the Skagit River at Mount Vernon is now expected to reach major flood stage on Wednesday. It was on Thursday. That's been moved up to Wednesday. Not as high as the record flooding that we saw last week, about 4 feet shy of that, but still in major flood stage. That goes for concrete as well. The Snohomish, the Snoqualmie, I'll add the Skykomish in there as well. Some moderate flooding, minor to moderate flooding on several of our other rivers. And of course, the Green and White are going to be in flood this week. I'm pinpointing at just a major pattern change that'll take us toward winter weather, especially in the mountains where we need the snow that's coming up.
Thank you, Morgan. We continue our team coverage on this Pinpoint Alert Day In Auburn now, parts of State Route 167 remain underwater, and there's just no telling how long that water will stand there.
KIRO 7's Jake Chapman joining us live in Auburn near the highway. Jake, you've gotten a really close look at just how widespread this is.
Yeah, I'm about feet away for showing you how much this floodwater really has impacted so many down here. I mean, it's just, look over here. This is a side road to State Route 167. You could just see this floodwater here. I've been told by people who have actually gone in that water, it's about 4 feet or so deep. But the part that really caught our attention, if we go this way, where you see that fence over there, I have been told if you could see those cars, there are over 200 vehicles in there, and there is no telling how they're going to get all of those vehicles out of there. But let's take you to what we saw earlier today through the DOT cameras when it shows State Route 167. So if you look at your screen right here, this is what it looked like earlier. This is arguably some of the largest floodwaters I have personally seen here in our region. Now, DOT cameras right there show us WashDOT crews going up and down those floodwaters along with the insanely long line of giant sandbags that are trying to hold off as much floodwater as possible. And if you look at your screen right here, here are listed those closures along State Route 167 from WashDOT, ranging all the way from South 212th Street in Kent down to South 277th Street down here in Auburn. And WashDOT tells us there's no telling how long these closures will last. That is why they're asking everyone to just stay away from these areas until all the water is off the roads.
This is an ongoing response. Those efforts around placing those really giant sandbags this morning was an effort to redirect water away from the state highway. But regional rivers in that area, particularly the Green River, are running high and more rain is on the way.
And to bring you back out here one more time again, it's just hard to process all of this floodwater here in this parking lot. Workers inside this lot tell us that the water kind of goes up and down in levels because of the way the parking lot is structured. But again, that is a lot of water that is just staying right there in that parking lot. We actually managed to talk to one of those workers on camera in the past 10 minutes. He has videos of how the work they put in to get some of those vehicles out, and we're going to have his story tonight at 11. Live in Auburn, Jake Chapman, KIRO 7 News.
Well, as if losing everything to flooding wasn't bad enough, now thieves are targeting the victims in Snohomish County.
This is just breathtaking. KIRO 7's Samantha Lomibao is live on Marsh Road, where looters and kayaks paddled all the way out into floodwaters only to be caught red-handed. Samantha, these families, they're victims and they can't catch a break.
Sadly, they really can't. I mean, just look at some of the damage. This isn't just damage. This is major flooding. It looks like a lake. I'm on Marsh Road, and it is at a dead-end stop because the rest of the road is completely submerged and underwater. You can see that's a street light right there, and there's more down the way. This is where it used to be a lot of farmland. And this is now where deputies say they caught those looters in kayaks targeting a flooded farm just across the way. Take a look at this video from earlier today, showing a closer look at how much of this area is just absolutely submerged. Deputies say a group of young men on kayaks targeted a farm on the 7700 block of Marsh Road. Two family members who own that farm took a boat out over the weekend to check on their property. But when they did, they caught a group of people with spray paint in one of their ropes. Now, the owners confronted them, and the group took off. They say they found a crane vandalized with that spray paint, but fortunately, they got their rope back. Neighbors say they're just really sad to see this happen.
It just sucks that they're like kicking them while they're down. Like they're like for like the farms, they're already fully under. They lost like almost everything, and just for like people on kayaks just to go grab stuff, like there's not much more for them to get.
And I guess it really hurts the community more than, you know, them trying to help themselves, and it's something really tragic.
It really is. And deputies are urging anyone else, any other flood victims, to make sure that you lock up your valuables, keep security cameras running, and to make sure you're writing down those serial numbers to make it easier to find some items if you're working with deputies. Again, Marsh Road is closed here for an unknown amount of time. Who knows when all of this water is going to recede, but a lot of people tell me that this is a very tight-knit community. They've all come together to try and fundraise and help those that are out there. They say that this is more than just farmland. This is really part of the community. Live in Snohomish, Samantha Lomibao, KIRO 7 News.
Thank you, Sammy. Just outrageous. And get this, a family in Enumclaw hit with this heartbreaking ultimatum: pay for their son's heart transplant or the ranch they used to make a living.
Well, now with the ranch flooded, the family is looking for help to try and save both their son's heart and the ranch that he holds close to it. Photojournalist Damian Glitch introduces us to the family and how you can help.
Get hit with this historic flooding. They'd never seen anything like it. It was completely over the banks. In the foundation, we had water pouring from the foundation out. It flooded everything, essentially.
It came all the way up here. You can see the yellowing on the side of the shed here. That is how high it got. It completely took out everything inside. There was just no time.
It's go time.
Are you ready to go to your big hospital?
Jace was diagnosed as being in active heart failure at 23 weeks gestation. Within 96 minutes of being born, he had his first heart surgery.
Love you. I love you. Give me a kiss. Give me the kiss.
That was the first surgery. He's had 4 open heart surgeries, and what we've been doing along the way is trying to get him in prime position for this double switch / heart transplant. This is a tremendous surgery. It requires a team of 14 attending surgeons. It's an 11-hour surgery, and essentially they remove the heart from the chest. They're going to sever it in the center. They're going to swap the top and bottom. They're going to reroute the aortic and the pulmonary valve. They're going to spin it around, and they're going to put it back in. So that's what we start on January 22nd. We're hoping that's successful. It's only ever been done at Seattle Children's 10 times ever in history. Finding out that it was go time now, that was a $39,000 copay, and in order to get scheduled, it had to be paid. And so there's no time to plan. And now, right before Christmas, and more importantly, right before he goes into surgery, our home, our nonprofit, and everything that we're working towards is on the line.
Come on, guys.
Oh, there they come.
Come on, babies.
Our nonprofit, our organization is Faithful Horizons. Our prime focus is to heal people from what they've been through. So their traumas, which then ultimately lead to the outcomes of homelessness, addiction, behavioral health issues, family separation, all of these things.
Read the Bible?
You are? Oh my gosh, are you learning a lot?
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that God is going to pull us through this.
Such a sweet little boy, too. Now, the family has started a GoFundMe to help raise money to try and save the ranch, and so far they've raised a little less than $4,000.
Wow, heartbreaking. Still ahead on KIRO 7, we're talking with Snohomish County's public utilities about how they're prepping for wet and windy conditions to come this week. Then, only on KIRO 7.
Another house going into the Nooksack River. We're hearing from the owners and watching the video as the house went into the water.
And calming down as far as the wind goes tonight, but we'll have another bout of wind later tomorrow. We want to see your views from this historic storm system, the series of them, KIRO7.com/view. I'm looking ahead when we get a lot of snow in the mountains and we put the flooding in the rear view.